I think there's going to need to you today. Africa Young Place. You've seen it. Yes. Have you joined? Yes.
Nobody wants to connect with me. There's only one brother that has connected with me. Why? Thank you. It's a cold and it's cold. That's cold and never been cold. Now you feel alive. Stand up for your life. Come on. All right. Stand up. I can see shoulders. I can see smiles on people's faces now. Good evening. Have you met anybody? Stand up. What's going on? Thank you. Stand up. Don't give up the fight. Most people there, great Lord will come from the sky. Take over everything and make everybody behind. You will look to your right hand, and now it's seen alive. Stand up for the right. Get up, stand up, stand up for the right. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up, get up the ball, stand up for the right. Get up, stand up, keep us going on, don't give up the fight. Get it up. You say you're getting tired enough of kissing, getting tired of the Jesus name, Lord. We know what we don't understand. God is a living man. You can't do something sometimes, but you can't do all the time. So now we see the light. We gonna stand up more. So you never get up. Stand up and stand up for the right. Stand up. Face down. Don't give up the fight. Stand up. Stand up for your life. Stand up. Don't give up the fight. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up for your life. Stand up. Stand up. Your network is your network. Your network is your network. Your network is not what is in your account balance. It's not what is in your opening or anything. It's the circle of friends, the people you connect with, the quality of friends you have around you. All right, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Stand up for the right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for the right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for the right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Rain on the sky. They know everything. And they make everybody behind. All life is perfect. You will look to your right hand. And now you see the light. You stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. You're running. Get up, stand up. Get up the ball. Stand up for the right. Get up, stand up. Keep up the fight. You see, you're tired of the Jesus, kissing, they died for heaven in the Jesus name, Lord. We know what we understand. And my God is a living man. And you can do some people sometimes, but you can't do all the time. Just now it's in the life. We understand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How am I sitting down? Can we bring it down? Thank you. Can we have our seats now?
Okay. Yeah, yes.
African young prince.
If I make yours, with the YouTube see the
I will not say how to forget serious. Groundbreakers and people. African young prince.
You know, run.
African young prince.
Go on now.
Breakers.
You can remove them. Since you are, where is
so,
are you AYB?
No, I am connected and it's really nice to see that you guys
can do anything. Are you getting it? And the YouTube is running. Yes.
Please put your hands together. Okay. If you have any reason, you have not seen this one. Yes. Actually, I don't know the doctor, but it's good not to eat early in the morning. It's good to eat around 12 p.m. Around 1 p.m. What is it? Well, some of us are eating breakfast. Right? Some people they don't have fresh breakfast for what this morning. Am I right? If I'm right, who said it? Yeah. If I am right, someone is like, well, the proof of strength is not always. Am I right? But you that are not eating this morning, you are not wrong. Myself, I'm wrong. Someone now. Open your phone. But I had to be YouTube. Just go. That's not the close. That's all. Right? That's not what it costs. All right. For those that are not eating, don't worry in college. You will eat exposure. You will eat connection. You will eat more. And you are going to eat information. A wise man once said, info. You don't have info, how would you like? Info. And if you don't want, okay, in the so they don't want to info. They want to do so, all right. So what the person that is at work is the one that others off your camera first. Well, I don't care. No, once I walk, let him on. You're standing up. Have you all? Now I'm telling you to be the most. Once I walk, I will hear. The second camera. Give him to man. And you are meant to remember everyone you met. Okay. So that you don't say, the MCC did not. I met. So how can we not make it? I met Yoluwa. I met
to be able to.
I met Dr. Yemi and I met Farouk and I met Mr. Precious.
You know, affect for you.
Yeah, that's one.
James.
Don't
I have mentioned up to 7 now.
have YouTube.
It doesn't have, that's why we have issues. We don't have issues. And connect our phones.
You met,
And just
I met them. Why is
it's
that
okay.
like? All right, I'll be working.
Yes. So what about sign?
I don't know.
Is it okay? But if you leave this place, you know it's because of this paper. Like what I'm saying is that if you leave this place, if you go there, the sound is not so loud like this inside the hall. And what we will do is that you off your sound, you on your
Now, she has given us so you have to measure their departments. Just get necessary feedback, not to overdo. Because if that person is not the phone number, they do the same. I move. Yes, yes. This is how much is that. None of you collected the account balance. That's all they are. You collect the account. You would have collected the account number because they can just. So I'm seeing somebody that I want to call. Those are coming to you already. Single. So I think
That is giving sound.
I'm going to be yes. Okay, if you are having too much, I'll come out. If you frown so much, I'll come out. If you are putting your hands, I'll come out. If you are sitting there, I'll come out. Now the other one car. So you tell us who you best. I wish I had more than one mic so that we can help you. My name is Malik Dani. I finished from the University of London. I'm listening to agriculture. People are Chinese and science. Yeah. Is it political? Thank you very much. Yes, I did another. I will use your. Mr. Righteousness. I don't know. All for righteousness. So you like this here.
Can you quickly do it?
Please call my season. What's the problem? Okay, it's getting tense a little bit now because I'll be asking you to tell me what that person is currently doing. Let me ask the person.
That's
If you don't ask, I know some persons have asked. All right, Mr. Protocol, so that you don't see me as a war. What's going for, Sam? All right, let's be fast. Before you go on, as we are doing this, we're expecting and distinguished guest speakers. So, time is still part of the program. We are done with engagement, we're going to start proper, but we have to do it. Engagement, both can be set for them when they arrive. All right.
Okay, my name is Victoria Shala, and I met with his name is Elijah, he's a data analyst, and he's currently at Putina, the very current people. And I also met with Isabel.
Isabel. For what that brother here he was one of the people. All right.
Department of Religious Studies, University of
Religious studies. So now she didn't meet with anybody. What did she say?
Yeah.
Is she's not nice thing. She's for called everybody or chocolate, right? Because good morning, everyone. I am Nancy Shoakin, the content creator, creative video editor, and content psychologist. I met with them
on the mic of the system.
He's currently a student. On the You still don't come. You comes up, yes, no. Then I just hope you will not be offended if the time is not enough for you as of the immediate. And come forward, sir. You don't need to call. Then let me come back to this. Don't worry, I'll just do it. I'll call you out. So if you have the time, if there's the time, then please you can come forward, come forward, come forward. Yes, come forward. Just get ready. I say, 1, 2, go, rise up. I will jump across the lap for them as the time. All right, please now we be on a straight line. Let's do this yours. Can you come to the side? Don't stay here. Stay on this. Because we are also live showing we want the media to okay. So I guess we have to start from what we're doing is one person from here, one person from here, one person from here, one person from here. Are we good? Okay. We should start from the beginning. There will be no time again. What do we do now? Please, you have just 1 minute, not 2. You have just 1 minute so that everyone can at least speak. Thank you.
My name is Akana Victoria, and my name is Akana Victoria.
1, 2, ready. Let's welcome and distinguished guests. Let's welcome. Please put your hands together. Put your hands together. You are not doing well yet. We have a Royal Majesty, Dr. Elizabeth Ajibola Olu. Please welcome us to the front seat. To that seat, please. Protocol do well. Welcome her, please. You are not doing well. Chair. I want to give each of you 1. How much is it? How much is it? Eh? You want to tell me? Okay. Oh, you don't take soda. Very good. Take good amounts. All right, but thank you so much for that. All right.
My name is Akana Victoria, a UI student of 100 level fisheries. My brand name is Eminent Cakes and More. I bake, and I also sell sweetness, sweets, chocolates, name it. And my brand name is Eminent. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. So my name is Odumoshu Lucia. I run a female healthcare business. And what we do there, we do a lot of things from molding to sewing to decorating and designing female healthcare. So both the millenary aspect, turban cap, dark cap, anything the lady has to put on her head, we do. And we also train as well. And so the name of my brand name is Agro Green Creations. So you can always check that on Instagram.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, radio, I run a for development service. We help individuals, students, corporate bodies from various markets in Ibadan, and we deliver both in Ibadan and in Lagos. We have served over 200 clients. We shop at the registered business, and we just recently bought and listed on an app called OWI. So you guys can download the app, search for the shopping services. After that, that apostrophe SHOPPRESS on all social media platforms. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Amos Saditobi, also known as Adweke. You will look at it, you see that when you make all kinds of party and cooking. You can check me on Instagram at the website. Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I am Jamiu Abdulaziz, a graduate of Federal School of Statistics. I am into data analysis, educational and statistical consultant. I help students, both undergraduates and graduates, master program with research. I am an ICT expert. Like I said, they are educational consultant. If you have any student want to enroll, either UTME, post-UTME, with anyone, we help them.
Good evening, Mr. President. My name is Okoyemi Usman Omotosho. So I'm representing my brand, Fidelite Solutions and Services. At Fidelite Solutions and Services, we offer business consultants, research consultants, which include research reporting, academic research reporting, business research reporting, etc., especially for small, medium enterprises. While we are here, on social media, you can search and say FSS Online, both on Instagram, Twitter, X, or TikTok. So, well, I think that's all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Liaji Oluwapelomi. I'm a language educationalist. What I teach people how to speak French language. I make their dream of learning a new language to possibilities by using peer tutoring and songs and games. And also to our finalists, I sell sign out t-shirts. My brand name is Sign Out with Lumi. So you'll have been seeing the flyer and the quality t-shirt, and I help you with customization. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Juliana Babatunde. I'm the CEO and lead writer and editor in the Enigma Consult. I cater to writing, editing, proofing for individuals, brands, and businesses across the globe, Africa, beyond Africa. So you can check us out on social media and visit our website to see how we can offer our services. Either you want to write a book, you want to make it or free, you are all welcome to the Enigma Consult. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sophie Arulua. I'm a research activist. I make automatic items and the NDM, and I make them involved for all kinds of events. And if you want to be your best friend, they sign out to this and make them and I'm very for event. My very name is City Arts Energy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mariam Milan, which is from Faculty of Agriculture, and I did a household items organizers to make your work productive and workstation and students studying. And also, I have my friend here, tonight's event solution, but not give me the chance to come here. So to sell clean solution, Lord give the guidance.
My name is the Pastor into the telecommunication industry. And I do SIM registration, airline registration, business registration. And the reason why I should patronize me today is because currently in Nigeria, security is very important. And you don't want to register your SIM with someone and somebody told you that your line has been used by the and you want to actually do your own from somebody just tested when you are not going to hear that the person said now was used by some army or by $5. I find it helpful.
Hey everyone, welcome our distinguished guest and acknowledge your presence. All right, my name is Martin Population. My brand name is Exotic Tipara Taylor Project. What we basically do in Exotic Tipara is to collect fashion brand tailor houses with skilled and invented tailors. So if you have a production you want to carry out and you don't have the skill or you don't have the time, you can always reach out to us. We'll match you with tailors who are ready to work. And then you get your production supervised and done quick and neat. But very affordable, just a piece of commission here and there, and then you're good to go. So if you want to connect with me, you can meet me after the conference. I speak to you, you take the form, you fill it, and then you're registered either as a tailor or as a brand seeking for tailor. Thank you so much.
Good morning. 8 years ago, I was a student level development board
And during strike, and then I was tired of sleeping, right? And then I go to work out. I said to myself, any skill or any show that I see, that I set my eyes on, when I get processed, I will learn it. And so far, I was able to acquire things and marketing to, and for the past 8 years, I have pushed that company to one of the most innovative companies in Nigeria. So far, I am starting the between academic next year. You know, my brand is 6 I'm starting an academic next year to impact these people on younger people that are interested in learning skill that they can quickly to make money while they are rest. And when they go outside and when they can set up like me and start using little technology that we use to print. You can combine my business from like Midway by spoke by Midway, but just do Instagram and start printing. We have multiple people that we print people. We are looking at academic next year, January. Like the last week of January, academic, and it's going to be really affordable for students, secondary school, or corporates. You are welcome to come and then minimum of 40,000. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Matishigiri, and I run a media startup company. Yeah. At Finder, what we do is everything generating AI. So you're looking to bring your ideas to life. You're looking to you're a content creator. You have an idea, but you don't know how to express it. Some of your ideas to engaging visual, engaging people, and also corporate training. You want to know more about AI, what the GPT, what AI can do for you, the amazing things AI can do for you, especially generative AI. To offer training, I'm looking to start a major training in January where we'll be hosting event facilitators from all over Nigeria, event facilitators all over Nigeria to teach us how AI works, how generative AI can enhance your life as a student and can help you make them as a student.
Thank you so much. I will appreciate it. All right. Now, I will do that more honorably. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, sister. I want to know if Dr. Larry Oladejo is around. Dr. Larry Oladejo is around. Hi. Please appreciate it. All right. We are going to be having our anthems again. We're going to rise up as we take the national anthem, state anthem, and the university anthem. Can we do that today? Let's rise as we play the national anthem. Quickly. National anthem. Where you are, it is next to
Is this a question for the next content? Yes. I need to remind you that these are the events of leaders, frontliners, change makers, groundbreakers, future makers. And we need to appreciate the initiative of African young brains bringing this event to our doorstep. Those that are from the University of Ibadan will testify that this social hall is not too far from where they stay, where they reside, and it's just, constituent of the initiative to bring this program to this place where we are able to come together, learn, connect, grow, and we appreciate the initiative. Every event, every dignified event does not lack a chairman. There's always a chairman for every dignified event. The chairman does not only sit on the chair, but the chairman is a leader. Is the leader, the face of the event. And I'm happy and honored to announce to you all that we have a Royal Majesty, Olu Elizabeth Ajibola, he is a queen in the past, also a queen in the business world. If you know you are going to be door, I appreciate that. We are going to be welcoming as the chairman of the event to welcome this event and also be on the leadership charge. You're welcome. Good morning, everyone. So excited to be here this morning. I see that we have young people, men, women, seated in a room. I became more excited. Give me just a moment.
immediately. Thank you. So I said I became more excited because it reminded me of myself some years ago. And even more, when the entrepreneur, they were talking and were sharing the businesses they were into. I'm glad to tell you that the person standing before you started business when she was you. I remember getting the poster. I'll be filling the teller to pay for the product that I sell. And some of my colleagues will be looking at me like, what are you in school to study in your business? I'll tell them I'm little. I started when I was 17. So today, this is a guarantee to you all that you are in the right place at this time. Please celebrate yourself for giving yourself the opportunity to recover. Yeah, I put up a speech to welcome you all as chairman of this conference. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed convener, Dr. Perry, invited guests, policymakers, keynote speakers, innovators, and most important, our vibrant young African brain that I am so tomorrow. Let's celebrate you. It is a profound honor to stand before you today as the chairman of this year's African Young Brain Conference. I celebrate every one of you who has chosen to commit your time, your mind, and your passion to the growth of Africa. The theme of this conference is directly to the athletes of our country, building skills, growing excellence, securing the future. These are not just races. They have a pillar upon which African economy transformation must stand. They have a pathway from potential to prosperity, the bridge between challenge and opportunity. There is a growing generation reshaping Africa, one that is bold, intelligent, and unapologetically ambitious. You can see from the young people that came up to tell us about it. This is true of what is happening to us today. Young Africans are launching businesses from laptops and smartphones, creating digital solutions that require global players, challenging traditional systems, and proving that innovation is not a foreign concept. Africa does not lack brilliance. We do not lack creativity. We do not lack energy. What we need is the right support, structure, and strategy. To build the Africa we envision, we must empower our youth with the right skills, not just certificates. Key areas include technical and global skills, entrepreneurship and business management, agri value chain enterprise, creative and cultural economic skills, financial literacy, soft skills like communication, leadership, resilience, problem solving. Skills as new global currency. Nations that invest in skills secure their future. This is what our community, Dr. Awele, has been working on for many years. They had a backbone of sustainable development. In my work as an entrepreneur and business leader, I have seen firsthand how small business transform communities. I can speak even for myself. However, the journey is not easy. African SMEs face some challenges, bringing limited access to finance, high cost of operation, inconsistent policy, poor infrastructure, limited access to global market. Yet, despite that, our young entrepreneurs are pushing forward. They need supportive ecosystem, better access to capital, mentorship, technology, and business-friendly policy. Africa's future will not be built by chance. It will be built by deliberate investment in people, enterprise, and innovation. To secure the future, it is a shared responsibility. We must promote youth-led entrepreneurship, support innovation of, encourage partnership between government, business, and academia. Invest in agro-processing, technology, green energy, and manufacturing. Create policies that outlive political status. Build institutions that protect ideas and innovation. My charge to the youth that are here this morning, young people of Africa, young people of Nigeria, young people of Ibadan. Listen, your dreams are valid. Your ideas are powerful. Your potential is limited. Do not wait for market conditions to create your own products. Be disciplined. Stay focused. Build capacity. I want to be here without appreciating our opportunity. So our community, Dr. Erin Aweri, thank you for your passion, consistent, and commitment. Your love and the Almighty God will continue to empower you. As we begin this conference, I encourage everyone to engage deeply, collaborate, and think boldly. Let us build skills, grow enterprise, and secure the future together. This conference promises to be impactful, insightful, and educational. I declare the African Young Brain Conference 2025 open. Thank you very much.
Please. Thank you. Well, I didn't release it to see, so you still stand later because we have a lot of students today. That's why you'll be outside. All right. I made a big mistake while I was introducing Olori. I didn't have major wonderful achievement. She is a doctor. So I will introduce her by saying Dr. Olori Elizabeth Achibola. Please appreciate her. Yes. So we need to do all tomorrow is due and completely not her. Very sorry about that. I want to invite the man behind the vision, the convener of these very events that has brought us all together. And you will agree with me that this event, just as you've heard about it, has made impacts in the lives of people far and wide. Started 2019, and here we are 2025, 6 years after, still relevant and touching lives, equipping and empowering young men, young women, young adults, youth, young brains to become the best version of themselves. Talking of no other person but Dr. Femi Awujo. So welcome him to the stage now. Rise to your feet and welcome him. Let's do better, let's do better, let's do better. You're welcome, sir. Let's welcome him to the stage. The man of the people is appreciating you. Can you just appreciate him in return? Let's welcome him to the stage. Let's welcome him to the stage. On the seat, you are not just clapping there. Thank you. Somebody say, I have not the most stressful experience. Give it for us to follow us. Or will you rise up again now? All right. You know him, Dr. Femi Awujo. I know him better by his salvation. And I'm glad and I'm filled with honor to have to read out his citation to you. His citation is a testament to his impact, a witness to his value. His citation is just not a compendium of sentences, it's a compendium of impacts, visibly obvious. Those people that are here and maybe not here, online, even outside the country. And I'm glad to introduce him. And whenever I mention something twice in this citation, you're going to give a round of applause. Because everything here is nothing less than impact. Dr. Femi Awujo is a visionary leader in business, finance, and youth empowerment, widely recognized for his impactful contributions to Africa's socio-economic development. With an MBA and PhD from the University of Nigeria and the University of Ibadan respectively, he combines academic excellence with practical leadership. It combines academic excellence with practical leadership. Wow. A fellow of the Chartered Institute of the Bankers of Nigeria, FCIB. A fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, FCIB. And the Chartered Institute of Finance and Control of Nigeria, FCIFC. He has built a distinguished career that reflects deep expertise in financial strategy, leadership development, and institutional growth. His professional journey includes serving as a branch manager at Standard Chartered Bank and as an adjunct faculty at the World Bank Center of Excellence in Agricultural Development and Sustainable Environment, CEADESE, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, where he teaches financial management beyond corporate leadership. He's the founder of Leaders for Leaders in Africa and African Young Brains, initiatives focused on mentoring, empowering, and equipping young Africans with leadership skills and opportunities for growth. Through his unwavering passion for youth development, innovation, and sustainable progress, Dr. Awujo continues to inspire a new generation of leaders and remains a driving force for a positive transformation across the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not lame and your hands are not busy. Rise and jam your hands together as we welcome the founder and convener of this conference, Dr. Benny Awolori, with welcome actors. Founders, actors, they will come to your open. Thank you so much. Have your seat. Thank you very much. I'm very delighted to be here with you. And sincerely speaking, it's a great honor that we can have here those that you can see behind you. So let's put our hands together. And I think it's very important for us to pay attention because this is like what I ought to say before Olori found to speak and chairman of the institution. It's good for me to also say one or two things. I've known Olori for years, and she has been so of me. And I think it's a clap for her again. I remember very well the day I met her. I was the branch manager of Standard Chartered Bank in Ibadan. And on that day, I saw a young lady and a young man walked into the banking hall and they sat with me. As you see her, you don't understand what I'm saying. I know you don't understand, but when she's going to speak, because she's still going to come up and speak and share her life with you, her experience with you. And they sat and they said they want to open an account. And that's why it's good to be good. You have great mind. You are trained very well at home. And the way I attended her and her husband was what actually I cannot forget, and I believe she can also not forget. And I think you can't believe when they eventually open an account, I know this will be more than 20 years. And they dropped 200 million accounts. Wow. I think you clap. And the relationship has developed that we are like brother and sister and my elder sister. So clap for her once again. And on the high table also you see the young man in a car. I think some of you know him. If you know him, can I see your hand? You know the young man. Okay, I can see. Some of you don't know him. I think if you know him, he has been SUG president of this university. But what actually is important is that I taught him. I taught him when he was writing his YF. Clap. And he came into the university, he graduated, and I remember one day, just like we had challenges between yesterday and today, some of you may not know, and he stepped in. And I was able to I met with him again, and then that's how we've been together for years. And currently, he is a lecturer and has a PhD, and is a lecturer on this campus. In fact, Dr. Larry Oladejo graduated, had secured, obtained his PhD before me. And one thing is this: tomorrow we tell of what to get for this conference. And on the extreme left is my lifetime coach. I said my lifetime coach, mentor, leader. He has been here every time for me, with me, guiding, directing me. He drafted my first resume, CV. And when you talk of African young brains, go and check our flyers. You'll find that he has been consistently a guest speaker. But today, it's not just a guest speaker, he's going to give a keynote speech. So we began the African Young Brain Annual Meetup in 2019. And I want you to know that we have been able to do a lot of things, connected people. And one of our young people here will also share his own achievement, having won national award conferred on him by the presidents of this country. And the influence of African young brains on people that are seated here that can testify will tell you that in the next 2, 3, 5 years, if you stay with us, if you don't mind our way of doing things, and you are actually focused on getting the best in life, you also will have testimony to share. Beyond the annual conference, African Young Brain has created a series of impactful programs, including monthly experience sharing sessions, bringing professionals from diverse industries to mentor, share insights, and challenge young people with practical lessons. In fact, they share their own life stories. We also have what we call a Women Leadership Network, where we have about 150 women, innovators, groundbreakers, future makers there. And they provide opportunities for young women to discover their value, embrace leadership, and strengthen their entrepreneurial skill. Fortunately, on that platform, we have Olori is there. And you know, when we have the caliber of Olori on the platform, some people sit here on that platform and we don't know that Olori is on that platform. So I congratulate you for being part of this annual conference. And this is the first time we are bringing it to the University of Ibadan, Trenchard Hall specifically. And it's because of our desire to give back to this university where I graduated with a PhD in agri-economics. And to young people in this hall, I have a charge for you. Do not merely attend this conference because the conference is just a conference. Let the team guide you, guide your action, guide your behavior, guide your focus, build your skill intentionally. Grow enterprises that solve real problems. Secure your future through focus, determination, and resilience. Let this gathering inspire you to be bold, innovative, just like Olori said, and purposeful in everything you do. Africa is actually waiting for you, waiting for your idea, waiting for your business. Africa is waiting for your experience. Africa is waiting for your leadership. Africa is actually looking for people like you. And one thing I'm very, very sure is that in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I believe you will be the governor of the state, you will be the president of this, our nation, and perhaps you are not a Nigerian, you will be the president of your country. Once again, I want warmly welcome you to the African Young Brain Annual Meetup Conference of 2025. May this gathering spark inspiration, night collaboration, and plant seed that will bear fruit for generations to come. Together, I believe. Let us shape the future where young African leads, young African innovates, and young African make the greatest impact for the good of our continent. Thank you, and God bless everyone. The song is being turned off, but we're assisting. Do we act according to the song? It's not according to the song. All right, we'll do that later. We want to go now to the conference theme address. So, who can tell me the theme of this event? Anyone? You can check your phone. It's an open exam. Just check it. The pressure increases or decreases. They are increasing. You don't want to tell me that just everybody just putting one word or the other. Anyone with the theme, can you just say it out loud? Honestly, I'm just here it's all right. I think we are together. All right, so we want to welcome a distinguished again. Before I mention his name, I just want to tell us what he wants to do now in the next few minutes. He's about to introduce us to expose us in depth about this thing. All right, so the thing which is Young African, building skills, growing SMEs, and securing the future. So we'll be having our doctor to expound that thing. Before then, we want to introduce distinguished guests that are around. I want to bring them to the podium. So we have Dr. Akin Desmond Ayobami, representative of Unity Bank. You're welcome, sir. Dr. Akin Desmond Ayobami. All right, looks like he's not around yet. Oh, okay. Dr. Akin Desmond Ayobami, she's coming already. Please, can you appreciate her? She's representing Unity Bank. A round of applause. You don't know if the thank you. You need to be giving some applause at some time. So this is Unity Bank. I just decided to break it everyone's. All right, so let's welcome Dr. Olusoji Adeni. I'll be before that. I want to introduce him to us again. Dr. Olusoji Adeni is a social development and human capital development expert with over 32 years I'm up to 32, so it means before I was speaking it's still in the system. A lot of us here, I know some of us are up to that age, but many of us are students, except I'm not 32. So it needs a round of applause again. With over 33 years industry experience in management and a career spanning over 20 years in the United Nations system. He worked locally and internationally, serving in 5 countries across 3 continents, but taking early retirement in 2015 to focus on his lifetime passion of developing human capital and building learning gaps. He founded Prime Trainers Africa and Wealthways Consulting as vehicles for sharing knowledge, the opportunity for after-service the sustainable development goals and retirement planning for others. He is the founder of Africa Back to Basic Educational Initiative and a frontline education reforms advocate for multilingual education. Over the last decade, he has supported the World Bank, the UN United System in Nigeria, GIS, and several federal ministry and state MDIs in Nigeria, in human capital development. He was till recently the Human Capital Development National Consultant to the National Economic Council. Olusoji has multiple master's degrees in social policy, education foundations, an MBA, and a PhD in development studies, specializing in sustainable development. All rise, giving a standing ovation as we welcome Dr. Enisechi Ajayemi. Please, let's welcome
Be seated. Thank you very much. Sorry, my voice is a little bit cracky this morning, but I will do my best to try and I have water here. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I was asking Emmanuel who is supposed to prepare me. I said I came with two options for engaging with you this morning. I came with the PowerPoint presentation and I came with a speech. And I was going to decide which would be the preferred option. And I thought maybe the speech, because the speech will most likely speak my very words, my language, and it will be something that you could hold and read over and over again. So I choose to share the speech with you, and I'm sure that for all of you that are registered, they will be able to also share them with you on your email addresses. First and foremost, I want to thank you for making out time to come for this event. It's been 2 years, in 2023, that we had first edition on campus here at the International Conference Center. But I will tell you that for me, this is the real event, and you will understand why in a moment. When Dr. Femi was telling me about coming for this event, I was extremely busy that period, and he wanted me to confirm availability for tomorrow, Saturday. And I gave him my words that I will be traveling a lot during this period, but that wherever I am, I will come back to Nigeria and make sure that I attend this event. But wait, don't clap yet. You will understand why in a moment. In the last 4 weeks, I had traveled to about 4 different continents and at least 7 countries. No, don't clap. It's not for clapping. You will understand. And speaking at events like this is probably, this is one of the smallest group of people that I've spoken to in that 4 weeks period. So you matter a lot to me for 3 different reasons. First and foremost, I want all of you to rise for a 1-minute silence in honor of my father, Prince Oluwale Adeni, without whom I would not have been here this morning. Of course, giving back to me, yes, but you will understand in a moment. Let's just observe a minute of silence for him and for my mother, Grace Adeni, and I will explain the two people to you after the silence. May their gentle souls rest in peace. Please be seated. Let me start with my mother. My mother, Grace Oriade Adeni, never went to school, but succeeded in producing 6 graduates, of which I am one of them. She practically taught me how to dress. And so I'm dressing like this for her, because this is what she will have told me to dress in if I tell her I was going to speak to young people. So this morning, as I was getting ready to come here, I remembered her, and I said, I'm going to do it full swing for her, including the agbada. Because for her, if you are a Yoruba man and you're not dressed in full regalia with your cap to match, you have not dressed up. Even on her deathbed, the last thing I recall was as we were having a conversation, which happened to be the last conversation we had before she passed, she was holding my cap, my chest. So much that I forgot the cap in the hospital. And I had to go back and collect that cap. When I went back there, she was gone. So I remember her for teaching me never to leave home dressed in kaftan without a cap. My father, Prince Oluwale Johnson Adeyeye, predicted this moment 48 years ago. I was 13 years old. I just gained admission into Government College in Ikorodu. And he told me he was going to give me, stop calculating my age. Come on. Just listen to the story, enjoy the story. And I promise you that it is the truth and nothing but the truth. I was 13 years old and I'd gained admission. I'd initially gained admission at 12. And because it was Government College, Ugeli, somewhere in the east, my father refused to let me go because my mother was crying all day that I was going to be lost in the east. Then I opted the following year for Lagos State Common Entrance. I got admission into Government College, which became a blessing at the end of the day, but I was 13. And my father brought me all the way to Ibadan from Lagos. Parked the car somewhere at the gate here, with the trees were still a lot smaller. So right from the gate, you could see Trenchard Hall in those days. And we walked through that pathway all the way to the front of Trenchard Hall. My father asked me, what do you see? And I said, I see a lot of young people, some in white coats, some carrying very big books. You know, when you are small, everything looks very big. Some carrying very big books and walking across. And I said to myself, I said to my father, that's what I see. He said, what about that hall? Pointing at Trenchard Hall. And I said, it's a big building, what's there? So he said, okay. There are 2 groups of people that get into that hall. Those who go there to receive lectures and those who go there to give lectures. He said the only difference between the 2 is that those who go there to receive lectures must have passed through their secondary school in flying colors to gain admission into that university. So just as you are getting into secondary school now, if you want to be here in 5 years' time, then you have to come clean all through the years in the secondary school. Then you will qualify to be among those who will receive lectures in that room. Said the second thing are those who give lectures in that room. Said those are special groups of people who must distinguish themselves when they are in the learning part, and then one day they will speak and teach others from the other side of the table. That was what he is here with. Today, that prophecy has just come to pass. I received from this side in 1989, when I left here. I am giving back now from this side in 2025. And do you know why this is important to me? I have lectured in this university. I've spoken at the International Conference Center multiple times, but I have never spoken at the French Hall, which was what we spoke about. So that's why the center was named everything. When we were coming into University of Ibadan, we passed a place that looked so beautiful at that time, which eventually became nicer today. And I asked my father, what's this place? And he said, that's a special place for special people. He said, those who distinguish themselves in education become researchers. And then they spend a lot of time here thinking about the problem of the country and how to solve that problem. So if you do very well in school, if you go to university and do very well, you probably will be able to join the people in that space and provide solutions to the problem of Nigeria. Again, I'm happy to tell you that between 2020 and now, I have been a faculty member of NISA, and I have given solutions to Nigerian problems from that same institution that my father talked about. Now you see why I asked you to stand up and honor him even in his death. The sad thing was that he passed on my youth service. So you can imagine, he didn't get to see all of us. That is why I like to tell the story everywhere I go, so that people can understand. And I tell it to you because you're also going to be raising young children. Don't think they're too young to understand anything. That's one good thing I learned from my father. He speaks. I'm getting emotional now. Sorry. He always speaks to me as if we're friends. He asks me questions that gets me thinking all the time. When I get it wrong, he doesn't quarrel with me. He asks me to think again and gives me hints to what he wants me to think about. And over the years, I came to understand that every time he asks me a question, he doesn't just want me to speak from my mouth. He wants me to think and speak from my heart. And that became my standard till today. So that's the story of why this is important. Today, when I left Lagos to drive to Ibadan for this event, I was asking myself that why today? And then Femi called me and said they were having problems with the hub. And I said to myself, not possible. Because this was seen 48 years ago. So definitely it will happen. I was not bothered at all. So Femi, you now know why the devil was struggling. It was to prevent this testimony. But the testimony has happened, and African Young Brain and Hollywood. So let me quickly go and try to rush through what my team have provided for me to say to you. I am still emotional, but I will try as much as possible. Thank you, Lord. Okay, so like I said, it's going to be in my words and in the words of my assistants who put them together. Because these days I don't get to write my scripts and I don't get to do my PowerPoints anymore. My team does it because majority of them have been with me for over 10 years. So if I send them here, they will speak like I speak. They will do everything that I do. I've been able to successfully replicate myself in a lot of young people. And I'm so happy. Now when they write, sometimes I just wonder if they are actually inside of me because they use every word that I would have used. So the necessity of our time is what they call this one. So it's with profound honor and humility that I stand before you today as we gather for this critical conversation about Africa's future, a future that rests squarely in the hands of our young people. The theme of this conference, Young Africans, Building Skills, Growing SMEs, and Securing the Future, would not be more timely or more urgent. As someone who has spent over 3 decades working across multiple sectors, from the United Nations systems to national planning commissions, from international development projects to grassroots enterprise development, I've witnessed firsthand both the tremendous potential and the systemic challenges facing Africa's youth today. I share with you not just theories from textbooks, but practical insights drawn from real implementation experience across Nigeria and the African continent. The first one, as I put it here, is understanding our context, the African youth opportunity. Africa stands at a demographic crossroads today, with over 60% of our population under the age of 25. We possess the economics. We possess what the economists call the demographic dividend, a once-in-a-generation opportunity where a large, young, working-age population can drive unprecedented economic growth. However, this dividend is not automatic. It requires deliberate strategic action. Let me share some sobering statistics from my work with the World Bank and various African governments. Youth unemployment in sub-Saharan Africa averages 12.7%, but underemployment, which is the major challenge, affects over 70% of young people in Africa. Only 28% of young Africans receive any form of vocational or technical training. Access to startup capital remains the single biggest barrier to youth entrepreneurship. The skills matching between what our education system produces and what our economics needs are widens daily. Yet within these challenges lies tremendous opportunities. During my tenure in the United Nations, I witnessed young Africans build multi-million-dollar enterprises from small beginnings. As chairman, in the mix this up, as chairman, United Nations Pension Fund, and of course, supporting the Nigerian National Planning Commission in my role from the United Nations as the National M&E Specialist. I saw how great programs could transform entire communities. The question for us today is not whether young Africans have potentials. That is beyond doubt. The question is, how do we systematically unlock these potentials? So for part 2, they said, building skills, the foundation of economic transformation. Skills development is not merely about technical training. It's about creating a generation of problem solvers, innovators, leaders who can navigate the complexities of the 21st century economy. So what are the vital skills? From my experience, technical and vocational skills are critical. And I've had experience working across some African countries, including Ghana, Tanzania, Liberia, among others. And I can tell you that practical skills such as carpentry, welding, digital technology, painting, tiling, among others. Digital technology, agribusiness are 3.5 times more likely to secure employment or start successful businesses than their peers with only general education. Digital literacy and technology skills is no longer optional. It is fundamental. Whether you're a farmer in rural Kenya or a trader in Ibadan or Lagos, digital tools will determine your competitiveness. The establishment of geographical information systems like EDGIS in Edo State, Kangis in Kano, and several other states using data analytics and software development has kept many graduates thriving and became tech entrepreneurs, including the likes of OPay and the rest, MoneyPoint, tech and fintechs that we are celebrating today. They went through that route. The financial literacy and business management skills can also not be underrated. Soft skills becomes the multipliers. Communication skills, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence are among the very key change agents that we all need to embrace. So no matter how good you are technically, no matter how beautiful your business skills are, without those soft skills of communication, of empathy, of being able to engage when the need arises with your customers, they're not likely to be a successful entrepreneur. The final and most important part is the entrepreneurial mindset. This is perhaps the most critical skill, the ability to identify opportunities, take calculated risk, persist through failure, and create value. Entrepreneurship is not just about starting businesses. It's a mindset applicable to every endeavor. So when you have the opportunity to start a business, that is just the beginning. The key thing is how to fail forward, knowing that even when you fail, so long as that business was thought through and you have a plan, you can stick to your plan and success can become your own result. Lessons from successful skills programs. Let me not spend too much of your time here. Rwanda, which most of us mentioned today, successfully sets up something similar that allows skills, intensive technical training, which Nigeria is now borrowing under the IDEAS project, sponsored by the World Bank, by the way, which I am also consulting for, is key to transforming and building entrepreneurs. The result for that was that over 68% of the participants either secured technical employment or started successful businesses within 18 months of acquiring those skills. Case study number 2, the Agile Project for Nigeria, again sponsored by the World Bank and targeting women, especially young adolescent girls, in skills like catering and events management, makeups, and the rest of them, successfully again delivered results for Nigeria. In Ghana, we had a project that was targeting the digital economy and partnership in 2019, sponsored again by the African Development Bank, for which I consulted for. And the skills framework development was without doubt the game changer. Again, that is being applied in under the Federal Minister of Education. Mike, technical pitch. Just bring a Robin mic. Oh, you have a problem in there. Can you hear me? Okay, so we continue. So the key for us is for us to understand that as young people, we must not run away from potential partners. Are you? Better off with that than to open your opportunity than to go on alone by yourself. You know, in Nigeria, we're very, used to being alone. We want the money. want to be founder, we want to be head, we want to be
volunteer group.
No, the
in Abuja with the partner. Who is much younger than me? About 20 years younger.
They're going to join.
yes.
And yet, the management of government. I'm not a senior partner. And we have over 50 staff members. Why is it the management of government?
Make my
Because
when you were going to leave. So while
I don't know always. In fact, I've been in more than 4 countries traveling around the world. If I carry the title managing from God, what am I managing? When somebody young guy with all the energy can do all of that. And my own ability. We hired in 22 and 26.
Don't take my power bank.
And it's a deliberate thing.
This is my court.
It's a deliberate thing because we are being involved. And we don't want people coming in with infiltration into the culture that we are building. If you come to our office, for instance, you will think you are in the United Nations office. That's the quality that we have. We provide free lunch for every staff member. You can work remotely, you can work in the office. So we give you at least a choice of 2 days to work remotely in your 5-day week. All that is for a purpose. We are building successfully mentored more than 15 young people who have, as we speak today, worked and are still working for the United Nations, for the World Bank, for African Development Bank. And the company is only 10 years old because I took early retirement in 2015. So 2015 to 2025, 10 years old, something. And yet we're doing all of that. So let me continue with the speech they asked me to give to. So we build continuous learning culture. We have a compulsory training twice every month for every staff member, and everyone in the team gets to train on what they know. So I got to learn a lot about AI from the young ones. I got to learn a lot about social media from a lot of them, because I also sit in the class when they are teaching. Then we set up mentoring networks that allow us to mentor them even when they have left us, because we push them forward into the world to become change agents where they go. So you won't be surprised that we win a lot of contracts for African Development Bank, for ECOWAS, for British Council, for GIC, which is the German, because we have young people that we have mentored that are now working for those organizations. So when opportunities come, they call and they give us all the hints that will make it happen. We just got one that is going to be in Nairobi, Kenya, starting 15th of December, through one of our change agents that now works for British Council in South Africa. So you understand that we invested in them for specific purpose. We don't sack them when they turn 26. It's just that we don't hire people older than that. So we celebrate them, we groom them, and some find marriages. We have celebrated 3 marriages in the 10-year period within the group, and we encourage them to feel free and find like-minded people within the group. We also hire balanced. We have 26 female staff and 24 male staff. So it's a fair deal. The 5 pillars for SME success for me. Pillar number 1 is access to finance, and I'm glad that Unity Bank is here. Beyond bank loans, you need to understand that you have to be first bankable, and I'm sure the bankers will talk to you about what it means to be bankable. These days, majority of us have the opportunity to use the fintech and be bankable by making sure that every transaction goes through transfers, goes through, a money fintech management system that allows you to keep track of what you do. So whatever it is that you are buying to put into the business goes through the same account. Whatever it is that customers are paying goes through the same account. And then every month, you can account for all your expenditures, all your inflows, and you can know where you are on a state-by-state basis. Seed capital, small grants are important to help, but that is only for proof of concept. Once you have successfully gotten proof of concept, it is your responsibility to begin to find, people that can invest in your business. Never be afraid to think that they are going to take over your business. You can't run it by yourself if you must scale. Are we together? It is going to be good for you to run it privately and make small money, buy a car, rent a house, even build a house. But you won't go beyond that if you don't get investors to come in. If you want to play big, trust me, you will not stop at SME. You will want to move it to medium and then escalate it to full-scale industrial engagement. And even in the services, you will want to, at one point, even offer to sell off the critical idea and make good money from it and retire into something much bigger in terms of your thinking. Alternative financing is also something you must think about. Approaching your rich relatives to invest in what you do as equity holders, just like what you watch in The Lion's Den and the rest of them. You see how people pitch for what they want to do and get people to be interested in making it happen. One thing that we need to all understand is that the Africa we want to see cannot thrive when all of us are doing small businesses behind our houses. Those small businesses have the potential to become the size of the University of Ibadan, since we're inside the university. But we lock it down in our little bedroom because we started from there and we are making some money. So the next thing is that we are wearing very beautiful wristwatches, nice shoes, and then we forget that the business that paid for it also needed to be nurtured, needed to be grown, and needed to be scaled. You can't do that when you are confused about whether to feed your body, your needs, your personal requirement, getting married, and all of that as where to put the money. Sometimes those things can wait, and you can get the business ready to scale. Getting married is a beautiful thing if you find the right partner, but it can also destroy you if you find the wrong partner. So that's a topic for another day. Looking forward and rounding up now, Pillar 3. This is to government agencies. Of course, they are not here, but enabling policy environment is key. Sometimes you have to watch out for the policy environment and the policy changes. When policies change is when you need to go in there and see what services you can provide in order to take advantage of that policy change. What is the biggest policy change that is happening on the 1st of January? I can't hear you. Tax reforms. Okay, so what are you doing about it? Are you only concerned about how it affects you? And if you have successfully understood it, you don't think you can make money even explaining it to other people? You don't think you can make money even helping other people to pass through the navigation process for ensuring that that policy works in their favor rather than just something else that they don't understand? That's a policy change, and that's an opportunity space for you. For government and for other agencies, Policy reforms could be simply business registration process. You know, nowadays, to register a business takes you almost forever. Reliable infrastructure such as power. Majority of us struggle with, I pass my neighbor generator to fund and to power our businesses. We have not looked at other alternatives in terms of, you know, solar energy, wind, whatever. You just have to keep researching into what works for your own industry. And you might find out that that investment that you need is all that will be the game changer that will make you more productive and more profitable than people that you're in the same business with, because you found a solution to your energy needs. Again, that's something that should differentiate you from the other people that did not go to school but are running business alongside with you. Pillar number 4, market linkages and networks. Nowadays, businesses are not limited by locations anymore. The person who makes my cap, we have never met, and she has been making my caps for 10 years, just by sending to me, and me sending money to her. And she's somewhere in Lagos. I'm somewhere in Abuja. We have never met one-on-one. Are you telling me there are no tailors in Abuja? There are plenty of tailors, but she has found the niche. She has provided good customer service, and over a 10-year period, I have not had any needs to change. She makes the design herself and says to me, sir, take a look at this. I think it's going to be a beautiful fit. I'm sending it over. When you have time, credit my account. That's marketing. Do you understand? For some of you, you can't play with your one night, even for customers that are going with you for 10 years. You are afraid that they are going to steal your money. You won't even suggest it. You are busy with the small customers that are coming around. Imagine if she has just 10 of my time across the country. She will be just fine. Do you understand what I'm saying? So build your networks, follow through with your customers, ensure that they understand that you value them. Send them gifts. She made a special cap for me at Christmas last year. Red color. You can imagine red color cap. I couldn't wear it, yes. But the fact that she even thought about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And she branded it nicely with SOJ. Do you get the point I'm making? So sometimes I play with it. I go to the office and put it on my table. It's my gift. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's, you know, what I think is something that you all must think about. So again, resilience and adaptability. You must know when to quit and know when to put in your best. When to quit is the most difficult decision to make. But if you know your numbers very well, you will know when not to struggle anymore. You can rest it and come back to it when you have better insight. There's nothing wrong with that. But to continue to take the beating when you know that you are sinking is not a good business decision. It has happened to me several times in some of my businesses. I started by running a laundry. And at some point in Abuja, the landlord came and quadrupled the rent. We were paying 1 million and suddenly came because we looked like we were doing fine, said 4 million for the rent from 1 million. I negotiated 2 million and refused. I negotiated 2.5 million and refused. So I looked at it. My model has to be inside the city. That was my selling point. It was 25 years ago, not today. There was no, are we together? There was no social media marketing. There was no cross-marketing. I couldn't. Today, if you are running a laundry, no matter where the laundry is, does not matter because nobody needs to see the laundry anymore. You only need to see you. That's the difference. As at that time, I needed to be in my Tama, which was the most, you know, and I call it the laundry place. So everybody comes there. Do you understand? So I shut it down from there, moved it into another location, and got 2 vans. The 2 vans didn't even cost me 1 million. Branded it nicely, and they were still going into my tower to pick up. So we lost nothing. I could have shut down. My sister started a crèche in Wise, had about 80 children in the crèche. All of a sudden, the government came and brought down the building that it was on green area. She actually became completely dejected. Her husband said, pack your things and put them in a container. One day we will start again. I walked to her and I said, no, you're not shutting this business down. You're simply relocating it into a rented building. Yes, the building that you built has been brought down, but your idea has not been brought down. So let's move and find a place and rent it and continue the crèche. So we moved around the area. Within 1 week or 2 weeks, we found a place. She started in a rented building. Then we started the petition process. We petitioned the government. We told them the significant importance of having a crèche in the workplace. At that time, I was working with UNICEF. So I used the influence to talk to the then minister that we needed to have such things in working areas so that mothers can go and breastfeed their children in the breastfeeding courts. So the minister approved the land for her in another location that today is not just a crèche, it's a nursery, primary, and secondary school. She will have killed that dream if she just packed that stuff and said, because the building that she spent all her savings on had been destroyed. Are we together? So if we are together, let me begin to round up quickly. We need to do some few things in terms of our thinking, and it's called sustainability and systems thinking. The sustainability thinking has opportunities, especially in the green economy, renewable energy solutions, young people, please think about it. The circular economy, waste management, think about it. Sustainable agriculture and organic farming, think about it. Ecotourism, think about it. Green building construction, think about it. Clean water and sanitation, think about it. All these areas are going to be futuristic. And don't tell me that farming is difficult. I'm sure you have understood that even without land, people are farming. You only need to know the technology and understand what it is they put in it. But let me give you another charge. Another charge is that don't think about your local environment when you want to go into any business. Your local environment is good, but think about something you can scale, something you can sell to other states, something you can send abroad, and before you know it, you start earning in foreign currency, and people wouldn't even know how you're doing it. That's some thinking that you need to do. The African Continental Free Trade, again, which I consult for, has those ideas that Nigeria will be able to trade with our neighbors. But of course, we still have challenges of customs, immigrations, movement, logistics of transportation and the rest of them. But again, those are opportunities. We only need to think and understand how it works and then get into there and make a difference. Before you know it, it might be the solution that Africa is waiting for. The digital transformation opportunities, whether we like it or not, this is our technology. This is our media. This is our accounting. This is our fintech. This is everything that we need to use to drive our business. But some of us are only using it for making calls and for watching TikTok videos. If you are still in that category, wake up and smell the coffee. Those people you are watching are making all their millions. You could be among them. Go find a mentor in that space if it's so interesting and get on board. It will take you a bit of time to become like them. But if they can do it, you can do it too. Finally, a wake-up call for young Africans. Let me read this one down so that I'm not just speaking. The journey begins with personal responsibility. Young Africans must invest relentlessly in their own skills development, whether through formal education, vocational training, online courses, or mentorship. The learning never stops. Equally important is the courage to start before feeling fully ready. Don't wait until you are ready. That's what it means. Perfectionism has killed more businesses than failure ever does. The evidence is clear. Entrepreneurs who start imperfectly but learn quickly, consistently outperform those who wait for perfect conditions. Success rarely happens in isolation. Building networks intentionally is essential. Joining associations, attending conferences, finding mentors, and creating peer groups. Your network truly becomes your network. While maintaining a long-term vision for the future, focus must remain on immediate action. What can be done this month, this week, today? The most successful businesses don't chase ideas. They solve real painful problems for customers willing to pay for solutions. Perhaps most importantly, young people must embrace failure as a learning opportunity. In my engagement in projects in over 15 countries, the pattern is consistent. Successful initiatives aren't those that never fail, but those that fail fast, learn quickly, and adapt continuously. For educational institutions, I'm not sure a lot of them are here, but if our lecturers are here, I would say, please let our curriculum begin to be modified to reflect what we actually need to learn. The days where we go to school for going sick is long gone. The treasures of this world, since we are in treasure door, the Abatmakwalis of this world, and their own progenitors, those who created the education system for us, didn't want us to become smart. They want us to become directables. That's why our goal is always to become directors. And our parents will always tell us, go and get registered, go and get a job in the ministry, work your way through and become a director so that you can direct others. And majority of us have also gotten into that space where all we want to do is to be directed. I am directed. I am directed. If you work for people and you are still waiting to be directed, you are not any better. You have to take initiatives. And if you are the one who runs the business, stop the idea of directing everybody. Hire only people who are self-directed and self-motivated. People who can do things and explain to you later. And then you both look how you can best improve on what needs to be done. That's when you stop working and you start, building opportunities. Finally, since we're speaking to partners are not here, so I'll leave them, but it's still in need. For AYB, skills network is very important, whether we like it or not. This is already more than what we need for a skills network. If we harness all of this, sometimes I am ashamed because I see Femi make posts on social media, on LinkedIn, and then there is 1 view, 5 views, no comment, few likes. Where are all the AYBs? The social media is supposed to be a place of engagement for all of us, where we discuss ideas, where we create opportunities, where we challenge people who are founders to say, sir, I think we need a physical meeting. Sir, I think we need an online meeting to discuss this issue that you just posted now. Then he will be motivated to do more. Sir, I think you need to link us with Unity Bank so that we have a session where we talk to the people that are in the SME department and we can tell them our problem. Sir, you are a former banker of great repute. Standard Chartered Bank, that's one of the best that you can take up in the country. Can we meet their head of SME? And he will arrange all of that. But when you are not even saying anything to whatever is posted, how do you build the network? That's key for me. And that's what I think is very, very important. Finally, and I've said finally a couple of times, but this will probably be a real finally. Because if you give me the time till the end of the day, I will be talking. Thank God that I have guide. If I was just speaking from my head, it would have been much more challenging for me to stop. We might begin to think about the AYB SME Support Fund. It's something we need to seriously think about, find impact investors, and begin to think about it. The mentorship program is already ongoing. We need to build power and push it up. Innovation challenge we started already. We need to build, power around that. Policy advocacy is another area which we need to build strength, and we need to build a faculty. And in all of this, I just want to conclude again by saying it's really a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. And please feel free. Thank you. Feel free to connect with me on social media and ask any question, either to DM or through any of the platforms going forward. Thank you again, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Really appreciate you for that engaging speech. And I think I need to appreciate the wonderful audience. I need to appreciate you. I can see some persons writing, I can see some notes, jotters, and that's really nice because we are going to be having question and answer session after the next speech, which is coming up now. So I need you to know that your questions will be attended to, but you will not come out to ask your questions. Engage the protocol. Those standing beside you, the ushers, will write down your question for doctor's speech and also for the next speech coming up. You write your questions, send it, give it to them, and then they will bring it to one, they will read it out, and answer a few questions now. That's how we think it's all right. We've had a plan before, but still, it's not enough to have a first encounter. We need to have a crowd so that I can be able to trash out what is really want to trash out. And it's no other person but our very dear Dr. Olori first at Kijola. She's coming up now to speak on from startups to conglomerate software products, building Africa's next generation of distribution entrepreneurs. It's really going to be an engaging time, and we have a video. All right, the citation will be read by one of us, the appointment with the media citation has come out. All right, just ruminate on the speech you heard, write your questions, kick off feelings. Take questions when we after in reality, this is why the question clearly.
Okay.